evening. We are going to talk about the Pixel 2 and the Pixel XL 2. So I was reading some articles about it at work today, and I just made a list of the new and cool things that I considered noteworthy as far as specs and features go. Number one, we have a built-in polarizer in the display so you can use sunglasses more easily while using the phone. I think this is awesome. This is super freaking cool! Number two, they have an 18:9 aspect ratio, and they kept on saying that it was unusual and super wide screen, so I figured, you know what, let's look and see what the Galaxy S8 screen ratio was, and it's something that I do not understand at all. It was 18.5 by 9. Oh, now I get it. Okay, took me a minute. And speaking of the Galaxy S8, we have number 3, the always-on display, because the Pixel 2 uses an AMOLED panel. That means that you have the they have added the always-on display, which is cool. I'd really like to see what it looks like and if it is customizable, because as some of you may or may not have known, the always-on display is customizable to a considerable degree on the Galaxy S8. What is it, kitty? Number 4, you can squeeze the phone to trigger Google Assistant. Right, kitty? I don't think she's having it. Are you having the Pixel 2? She's like, I want my dinner. I want my dinner right now. Why don't you feed me? I fed you this morning. No, you didn't. You didn't feed me enough. Yeah, she's done with this conversation. But yes, the squeeze for Google Assistant, and Google said that Google Assistant is only... Flying cat hair! Google Assistant is only a squeeze away. Number, I've forgotten because I didn't number my notes over here. The f1.8 aperture. Same thing as the, actually, you know what? I think the Galaxy S8 has an f1.7 aperture, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yes, it does. f1.7 it is, so Samsung's aperture is still better. This next one, something that really tickled my jimmies. The same company that reviewed the, I think it's a French company actually, that reviewed the iPhone 8 and said, well, this is the best camera on any smartphone ever, man. Highest score we've ever given it. Just gave the Pixel and Pixel 2 a score that was 4 points higher than that. So, suck it, Apple! Google has made, well, actually, no. Google has commissioned LG and HTC, or one of those two, I'd have to look at that again, to make what DxO Mark, who is like DisplayMate and being the authority on cameras, that is the best camera on any smartphone, period. We'll see about that. But yes, that's seriously struck my fancy. One thing they also added that they're a little bit late to the game for, but we'll see how well it actually works, is portrait mode on the front and on the back. That's something that the iPhone 8 can do, the iPhone X or 10 will be able to do, the Note 8 can do it on the back. On the front, you still have selective focus. I think they might have removed that. I'm not sure, but you had selective focus where you could like blur the background and focus on the focus on the foreground. So it's okay. The next is augmented reality stickers that you can put into the camera, kind of like what we saw with the iPhone 8 and the I don't even like saying the name. That other device. One of the other features that they added was Google Lens. Yes, Lens. Which is basically like Google Goggles, but I'm hoping it was better because Google Goggles sucked. And is like Google's rendition of Bixby Vision. Now, on a side note, I personally think that Bixby is a f***ing terrible name to give a voice assistant. It sounds retarded. I don't want to say, hi Bixby, out loud. It sounds ridiculous. However, Bixby itself, the voice assistant part of it, is beyond anything that I've ever seen. It blows Siri out of the water, blows Google Assistant out of the water as far as functionality goes. Now, as far as with voice recognition accuracy, it could use a little work, but it's teachable. The other two are not. I don't think Cortana is either. So that's a little side tangent about Bixby. Google Lens is a thing, and whether or how well it works or not is yet for me to determine. Wait, I have yet to determine how well that works just because I haven't seen it work or heard of it working that well, but that's kind of up in the air. They just announced it. Here's another thing I really liked. It starts with 64 gigs, a 5-inch screen for only $650. That's impressive for having a Snapdragon 835 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, USB Type-C charging, the whole squeezy for Google Assistant, which I think is pretty freaking cool, for $650. And what DxOMark is saying the best camera on a smartphone ever for $650. That's freaking awesome. If you want the 128 gigabyte version, it's a little bit more. The number escapes me right now, but one thing that did kind of worry me is the fact that the smaller one only has about 2,700 milliamp hours as far as the battery goes. It has the Snapdragon 835, the same processor that is in the S8, S8 Plus, and Note 8, and a couple of other phones whose name I can't remember. But the regular Pixel 2 only has 1080p resolution for the small one and 2K for the bigger one. Unless I got that backwards. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. So it's a little... Oh, wait. Hold on. With the Pixel 2 XL, the 6-inch one, you have a 3,520 milliamp hour battery, which is better considerably. And if it's a 2K AMOLED screen, then depending on whether or not you can adjust the resolution with stock Android, because I don't have a whole lot of experience with stock Android 7.0. Actually, they'll ship with 8.0 Oreo. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. We'll see how the battery life plays out. It'll be interesting. One thing that they mentioned, they're like, because everything that the Pixel 2 XL can do, the Pixel 2 can do. And that was something that really made me happy. Because they said, well, we don't set aside features for the bigger size phones like some other company. That last part is something I threw in. They didn't actually say that. But they don't have a damn headphone jack. That hacks me off. Like, don't take that away from me. That's the only way I can listen to music in my truck. Yeah! It's an unnecessary removal of of a tried and true, very long-standing, stands the test of time piece of hardware, and so it has an IP67 rating, not IP68 like the new Samsung phones and the new iPhones, but it's still water resistant. Better than the IP whatever. It was a much lower number with the first Pixel. So overall, I think it's really cool. I'm optimistic. Yeah, I mean I really don't like the weird popping color power button. No, it doesn't look attractive to me. They do come with unlimited storage with Google Photos, but Google Photos is crap. I personally don't like it. There are two kinds of people who organize their photos. The ones that organize them manually with folders, that's this guy, and then the ones who let the app sort it by date. Oh, that was 2 days ago? Oh, let me scroll down here to where it says, level to this date. Oh, here it is. No. If it has a picture of a friend, I'll put it in the friends folder. If it has a picture of me with friends, I'll put it in the me with friends folder. That way I know I like having that option. And you have album management software that's built into Google Photos, but it's not that easy to use. I do like the fact that it just up or backs up everything automatically. That's pretty spiffy. But I do wish that it would integrate better with Microsoft, because God! I was trying today to transfer stuff easily or set up a way to transfer stuff easily from my phone to the computer. It's not easy. It's not near as easy as it should be. Damn it. But overall, like I said, it looks very promising. Oh, another thing that I forgot is that they have an always-on music recognition system. That is pimpin'. I like that. So you go into a place, and then you're like, hey, this song is awesome. What song is it? Oh, it already knows. Now, whether or not it will be able to identify a song while it's in your pocket, we don't know. I didn't read anything about that, and I didn't see anything about that either. So we will find out. But there's just one more thing that I have to say to you, and that is, stay beaming.